Imagine this. You meet someone who seems perfect. They charm you with their words, their confidence is magnetic, and their attention makes you feel special. But then, something shifts. Suddenly, you're walking on eggshells, second-guessing yourself, and feeling emotionally drained. What just happened? Join me as I dive deep into the mind of a narcissist and uncover what they're really like. Did you know that narcissists can be incredibly charming and manipulative, often leaving their victims feeling confused and powerless? But here's something even more unsettling. Recent studies suggest that narcissistic abuse can actually alter brain chemistry, leading to heightened cortisol levels and shrinking the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. Let's break it down. Narcissism, it's a term we hear all the time. But what does it really mean? And why does it seem like narcissists are everywhere? The truth is, narcissistic traits exist on a spectrum, from mild self-absorption to full-blown narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. Studies suggest that around 1% to 6% of the population has NPD, but many more people display narcissistic tendencies without a formal diagnosis. At its core, narcissism is defined by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for excessive attention, and a disturbing lack of empathy for others. These individuals thrive on admiration and control, often wreaking havoc in relationships, romantic, familial, and even professional. Interestingly, research has shown that narcissists tend to gravitate toward leadership roles. While their confidence and charisma may initially help them succeed, their inability to form genuine connections often leads to toxic environments and workplace instability. In fact, a 2018 study found that corporate environments with high numbers of narcissistic leaders suffer from increased turnover, lower morale, and even financial instability. What makes narcissism so dangerous is its deceptive nature. At first, narcissists can seem charming, successful, and even caring. They often use their charisma to manipulate others into trusting them. But beneath that carefully constructed mask lies a person who views others as tools to feed their own ego. Whether it's in friendships, the workplace, or even within families, narcissists leave a trail of emotional destruction in their wake. Perhaps the most chilling fact: narcissists are often completely unaware of their own condition. Their deep-seated insecurities and fragile self-image are so buried beneath layers of self-delusion that they genuinely believe their actions are justified. This makes dealing with them even more difficult because, in their eyes, they are never the problem. You are. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, you already know. It's exhausting. Narcissists use emotional manipulation to get what they want, leaving their victims feeling trapped, disoriented, and emotionally depleted. They create an alternate reality where they are always right, and you are always to blame. This slow erosion of self-trust can leave you feeling like a shell of your former self. Gaslighting is one of their most powerful weapons, making you question your own memory and perception until you feel like you're losing your grip on reality. They will distort facts, rewrite history, and deny things they said or did, even when there is clear evidence against them. But did you know that gaslighting can actually cause neurological damage? Prolonged exposure to psychological manipulation can lead to cognitive dissonance, where the brain struggles to reconcile conflicting realities. Studies suggest that this kind of prolonged stress can weaken the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for rational thinking and decision-making, making it even harder for victims to break free from manipulation. This can cause memory lapses, difficulty concentrating, and even physical symptoms like headaches, nausea, and chronic fatigue. In extreme cases, victims of long-term narcissistic abuse may develop symptoms resembling PTSD, making recovery an uphill battle. So, what makes a narcissist a narcissist? Grandiosity. They believe they are superior, unique, and entitled to special treatment. They often exaggerate their achievements and expect constant recognition, even when it's undeserved. Interestingly, studies show that narcissists have an inflated but fragile ego, meaning they need constant reassurance to maintain their false self-image. Lack of empathy. Your pain, your struggles, irrelevant to them. They struggle to genuinely connect with others' emotions and often dismiss or invalidate feelings that don't serve their interests. Brain scans reveal that individuals with NPD exhibit lower activity in the anterior insula, the region of the brain responsible for empathy and emotional awareness. Manipulation. They twist words, shift blame, and guilt-trip others effortlessly. From playing the victim to gaslighting, they have an arsenal of tactics to control and confuse their targets. Some even use triangulation, where they involve a third party to create jealousy, insecurity, or competition in their relationships. Constant need for admiration. They crave attention like oxygen, needing validation to maintain their inflated self-image. If they don't receive it, they may lash out or seek it elsewhere. This is why social media is a playground for narcissists. They can carefully curate an idealized version of themselves and receive instant gratification. Sense of entitlement. They expect special privileges and get angry when they don't receive them, believing the rules simply don't apply to them. Research suggests that this entitlement fuels their aggressive and vindictive behaviors when challenged or criticized. Exploitation. They use others as tools to get what they want, whether it's emotional support, money, or status. Their relationships are transactional, with little regard for the well-being of those around them. In some cases, they may even display covert narcissism, where they appear self-deprecating but subtly manipulate others into giving them constant reassurance. Narcissists don't just manipulate, they play the long game. They use love bombing to hook you, devaluation to break you, and discard you when you're no longer useful. But what's worse? If they see a chance to benefit from you again, they'll hoover you back in, restarting the toxic cycle all over again. Here's the part that will truly shock you. Narcissists rewrite reality. They twist situations to always play the victim or hero, but never the villain. If they hurt you, somehow it's your fault. If they fail, someone else is to blame. And here's a fact that will blow your mind. A study on narcissistic behavior in relationships found that narcissists often engage in narcissistic mirroring to manipulate their victims. They study you, adopt your interests, and pretend to be the perfect match, only to later use that information to break you down. But it doesn't stop there. Narcissists are masters of future faking, a tactic where they make grand promises about the future to keep you emotionally invested. They might talk about marriage, dream vacations, or business ventures, only to abandon those plans once they've secured your commitment. The illusion of a shared future keeps their victims trapped in toxic cycles, constantly hoping for something that will never come. They also engage in breadcrumbing, offering just enough affection, attention, or validation to keep their victims hooked, ensuring they never fully walk away. This intermittent reinforcement creates an addictive bond, similar to what psychologists observe in gambling addiction. Think back. Have you ever felt completely drained after interacting with someone? Like your energy was sucked out of you? That's not a coincidence. It's by design. Recognizing a narcissist is the first step to protecting yourself. Their charm is a carefully crafted illusion, designed to draw you in before the manipulation begins. Their kindness often comes with hidden motives, given only when it serves their own interests. Understanding these traits isn't just about knowledge, it's about survival. The more you recognize these red flags, the stronger your defenses become against their toxic influence. But awareness alone isn't enough. Setting firm boundaries, learning to say no, and prioritizing your mental well-being are crucial steps in breaking free from their control. Healing from narcissistic abuse takes time, but regaining your confidence and sense of self is possible. Have you ever dealt with a narcissist? Share your story in the comments, hit subscribe, and let's reclaim our power.